verse 237. Habit energy born of the Manovijnana is like dirt, wherewith the Citta, which is a perfectly white garment, is enveloped and fails to display itself. This verse follows on from the previous verse, which I covered in the previous video. And I mentioned that Professor Suzuki, for some reason, translates Citta in the previous verse as the mind rather than mind. Mind with a capital M, which is clearly the sense that it's meant. And in this verse, verse 237, we've got Citta. He's not bothered translating it with a capital C. So I think he does mean mind with a capital M. Anyway, that's maybe sounding a bit technical, but it's good to know what we're addressing here. And what we've been addressing is the dynamic of enlightenment practice. And if you're not familiar with this term enlightenment practice, then check out the previous video. Because enlightenment practice means engaging with this dynamic whereby we come back to full awareness. And full awareness is just full awareness of our ordinary awareness. And when we're not in this realization, we're normally caught up in our moods or mental activity of some sort. Moods and mental activity go together. They're simply reflections of each other. So, habit energy here refers to our moods, and the Manovijnana is the thinking mind. Our thoughts are coloured by our moods, and our moods colour our thoughts. That's the feedback loop which most of us are caught up in. We're constantly reinforcing it, we justify it, we rationalise it. It's who we are as individuals. So it's not easy to let go of it, even if it is extremely uncomfortable, which it invariably is. So habit energy born of the Manovijnana is like dirt, wherewith the Citta, which is a perfectly white garment, is enveloped and fails to display itself. Now you'd think this Citta with a capital C, mind with a capital M, which is the fundamental essence of everything which is happening, you would think it might be a little bit more apparent, a little bit more obvious. Well, it's rather like the sun, this raging inferno, this cauldron of nuclear reactions which is spreading out light to the furthest reaches of the solar system and beyond, which is responsible for all life on Earth, which is unimaginably hot and turbulent. Well, we can block it out with our thumb, can't we? Because we're distant from it. We're distant from it. And in the same way, although our awareness is right here, most of the time we're distant from it. So in the previous verse, the message was really not to feel defeated by the inevitable return to our moods, the inevitable return to the limiting nature of our moods. And what this verse is pointing out is the pristine nature of this awareness. It's nice to put on this fresh robe after a nice shower, after we've removed ourselves from the dirt of the discriminating mind, and we come back once more to awareness. It's a very nice thing. The moods and our discriminating mind, the Manovijnana, it's limiting, it's tiring, it's not conducive to happiness. It might be in the short term, but it passes. Whereas this Citta is fresh. It's always new. It's clean. It's radiant. And in enlightenment practice, we are learning to come back to it more and more. We're becoming established in it. Verse 238 tells us, as space is neither existent nor non-existent, so is the Alaya in the body, I say. It is devoid of existence as well as of non-existence. This is reinforcing the point. The Alaya in the body is the Citta, once again. And why is it described as the Alaya in the body? I don't know what the original is, but I think we can just understand this as the sphere of the Alaya. It's probably the Kaya. So we mustn't relate this to the physical body at all. So space itself, it's like the number 0, which means nothing, and yet without it we wouldn't have our number system. Our number system would be pretty useless. It's nothing which makes the whole thing work. It's space which makes the whole of our perceptual universe work. But it's not a thing, is it? There's nothing there. So we can't say it either exists or doesn't exist. And the same with the Alaya, the Citta, the mind with a capital M. And the point here is to be quite clear that we are in touch with the Alaya, because there's nothing we can say about it. Anything we can say about it is dirt, the dirt of the Manovijnana. Existence and non-existence is the realm of the Manovijnana. It's the realm of the discriminating mind. It's the realm of judgment. The Alaya Vijnana, the Alaya is beyond that. The Alaya is there whenever you turn to it. It's got absolutely nothing to do with our personal psychology. It's simply awareness. When we're aware of something, we can say that it either exists or it doesn't exist. You might think it's strange to be aware of something that doesn't exist, but I can say I'm aware of unicorns, but it's an idea, and I'll say that idea has no physical existence, so we discriminate. So we become aware of something, and then we can say it either exists or it doesn't exist, it's real or it isn't. But what we're interested in is that awareness in which the notion arises in the first place, of something existing or not existing, or being real or not being real. All of these things arise in awareness. So we step back from all our value judgments and just come back to awareness. This is enlightenment practice. It's not a question of whether what I'm saying is right or wrong. You're aware. That's the basic fact. It's the basic fact which underpins everything that you think, everything you feel. You are aware. But you're not interested in that awareness. You're interested in what you're aware of. You're interested in all the stories which go on. But if you're an enlightenment practitioner, then you're not so interested in these stories. You're interested in the awareness, which is hearing this, the awareness in which these stories of truth and fiction, real and unreal, existence and non-existence, stories of religion and science arise. And it's very beautiful, and it's very complete. Rest in it. Rest in it.